We're back on the pitch for another production of Elk Grove Television Sports. I'm Kyle Smith alongside Bob Ilsaway. And Bob, we got a battle of two four-loss teams. We got the Palatine Pirates, who are winless on the season, 0-4-1, and the Elk Grove Grenadiers looking for their second win of the season, 1-4.
Well, the good thing about that is somebody's going to win this game.
No, not necessarily. In soccer, you get ties.
Oh, man, you got me on that one. I didn't
Yeah.
think of that.
Yeah, you blew it. That's after I just said that the Palatine has a tie. You said, oh, there's going to be a winner tonight. Well, there might be, but there might also be a tie.
So that'll have to be my prediction. Somebody will win this game tonight.
Well, also, do you call it a soccer game or a soccer match?
You know, that's a great question, because I think the other day we were talking about that. It's got to be a soccer field or a football pitch, but it can't be a soccer pitch. So is it a soccer game or a soccer match? I'm going to say
I
it's a
call it
soccer.
the pitch because that's what they call it in Europe.
Well, if you just call it pitch or field, that's okay, but you can't call it a soccer pitch, because that would be an American and a UK
Yeah,
term.
the
Right.
football pitch.
Right. But, oh, man.
For Palatine is Willie Fillion. His assistant is Charlie Grease. And
So for the Palatine Pirates, they're looking for their first win of the season. Only time they scored one goal was a tie to Lake Zurich, so Bob, it has been a struggle on the offensive end for Palatine this season.
A senior playing center.
Well, and it's going to be a struggle again today, but maybe both teams will let a couple of goals in finally. But you're right, struggling on the offensive side with both teams. You could end up with a 0-0 tie, just like you were saying. But then they'll have some kind of overtime and shootout.
Nope, they're going to play straight regular season soccer due to COVID. It would just be 45 minutes each half. So, well, 40 since we play high school. So 80 minutes, no golden goal. They're going to play just standard ties. You don't get into overtime, golden goal, and then penalty kicks until you get to regionals. But for both teams, they've had trouble scoring goals. I went on maxpreps.com. No, those aren't the official stats for both teams, but for Elk Grove, they scored 3 goals. The problem is Alexa Joshi scored all 3 of them. So if you can stifle Joshi, you can stifle this Elk Grove offense. For Palatine, though, they haven't been able to score, so it might be one of those nothing games today if Joshi can't get, ahead of the 10-yard line and get it into the net.
Well, we'll be watching out for her. She's number 4. She'll be a striker. Watching some of the replays, they did try to send her, so they rely on the defense being up, and then they send it forward and hope that Joshi can win the race on the breakaway to the goal. That's been their style of play for Elk Grove.
Palatine Pirates are led by head coach Willie Fillion, assistant coaches Charlie Grease, and associate coach Patrice Cusick. And Elk Grove, they're led by a new head coach this season who also plays a little premier soccer in the Chicagoland area. Elk Grove is led by first-year head coach Gabrielle Whittinghill. She comes from Maine South. She was the JV coach and had a record of 41-7-5 in her 3 seasons with Maine South as the JV coach. She now plays for the Chicago City, a women's premier soccer league team. She's the captain, starting forward, and leading goal scorer. So I think it's safe to say she's probably their best player.
What a background, though, huh? I mean, the players have to be lucky to have her as the coach, one would think.
Going into the season, this article by Daily Herald was published on March 2nd, 2020, just before things got weird with COVID. I am looking forward to being the head coach of the girls' soccer program at Elk Grove High School, and I'm most excited about working with a dedicated group of athletes to create a new identity for what it means to be an Elk Grove girls' soccer player. We have a great group of athletes, and I'm looking forward to continuing to build the program and sharing my passion for the game with them. And that's good to see, Bob. It's not just about winning or losing soccer games. It's about being a great individual and learning what makes you happy after high school.
Well, and Elk Grove has great baseball teams and softball teams, right? And so it's going to be nice to see that they can elevate maybe the soccer teams into that level.
A lot of great things to say from Jackie Randall, Elk Grove's girls athletic director, longtime JV coach, so she knows how to get players ready from the JV team onto the varsity squad. Now she's dealing with the varsity team. And for both squads, they are looking to get it done on the offensive end. They haven't been able to do that all season long. And for the Palatine Pirates, they would love to get a win today to end the losing streak, get their first win of the season. So because of COVID, we're not going to have any battles for the ball. At the center of the pitch, Elk Grove, the home team actually, is going to take it.
So it'll be interesting to see if the game is going to be played on the left side, the right side, or in the middle most of the day.
Midfield's so important, and with COVID, everybody's still wearing the masks. But hopefully in the fall, more people can get vaccinated, including the kids, and won't have to see those masks on the field anymore. Double team coming up as Elk Grove loses the ball, picked up by the Pirates as play begins at the home of the Grenadiers, beautiful Grenadier Stadium. At the 40-yard line, picked up by the Pirates as I hiccup there.
Too much Dr. Pepper before the game, right?
Yeah, too much Dr. Pepper. Forrest Gump had too much, and now I've had too much.
And one thing about this Elk Grove Stadium, first off, it's beautiful, right? You look out and see the trees and everything, but then the sun is going down, and it's bright out. So I'm guessing we're going to get a pretty good sunset.
Giselle Murillo, the only game that Elk Grove won, she had the shutout. Alexa Joshi had the goal. She did the rest. 1-0 win for the Grenadiers. They're looking for their second victory in 6 tries. Out near the sideline, kept in by the Grenadiers deep into their own end as they're able to clear it out to the 20. And a little side kick, waiting for numbers. Of course, they got the green on green, so it's hard to see the numbers today, and it's in the sun. Now it's picked up by the Pirates. That's Grace Monroe, senior defender, stolen away by the Grenadiers, and then kicked back into their end. Ball to 35-yard line as the Grenadiers look to go back on the tack. Slow-moving pass, easily stolen by Lopez as she sends it in, and the goalkeeper, Maria, will pick it up.
Well, you were talking about the numbers. It's easy to see the numbers on the Palatine side, so just a quick little thanks to Willie, the coach, Fillion, who sent the roster out today so that we can have the numbers and the names.
Duckman had for a brief second stolen again by Lopez. She's the player of the match early on. As the Pirates still have it. They don't look like an 0-4-1 team today. Granted, Elk Grove is 1-4, but Palatine definitely looks better than what we saw on the MaxPreps.com website. Out the 20-yard line, Murillo didn't get much on that kick, and then it's kicked past the sideline, but they're going to say that Palatine touched it.
That's the thing. The teams in this conference are very, very good. So you can still be an excellent soccer team or excellent at any sport and still have a losing record with playing all the teams in this conference. There's a lot of talent, a lot of club players.
The Mid-Suburban League. And I thought it was last kicked by Elk Grove, but they're going to say it was deflected by the Pirates. And taking this header pass will be Tiffany Joseph, junior midfielder. Beautiful day for soccer, a little bit chilly.
Yeah, but if you're on the soccer field.
So you're going to go with field, not the pitch.
Well, soccer field, not soccer pitch, right? But if they're on the soccer field, it's, you're running and you like the cold weather. You can run forever in this kind of weather, not get overheated, and you don't get as tired. So this is perfect soccer playing weather. Unless you're on the bench, then it gets a little chilly. Speaking of the bench, there's an awful lot of Pirates on that bench.
Yeah, they have a very deep team. As little header pass out on the sideline. It'll be played far away from us, and card goes up.
If you're a deep team and you don't have a lot of wins, one would think some of those players should be able to get into the game to see what they can do.
Kate Ladick, the freshman, gets the start between the pipes. They are not deep at goalie. They just have Ladick, and that's it. So the freshman is getting a lot of playing time early on in her prep career. Out at the 28-yard line, little lefty kick, and it's going to go very wide. Murillo wisely doesn't touch it, and she'll have a goalie kick coming up.
Well, most of the action has been on the left side here, so Palatine's doing a good job with their pressure.
Interesting decision. Is that legal to touch it with her hands?
Well, she's just moving it over so that she can kick it. Some teams opt to have one of the defenders kick it, and some teams opt to have the goalie kick it.
But isn't that ball still in play?
Not until you kick it.
Gotcha. I've never seen that before, so.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be something if you called a handball? Because that would have been in the goalie area. That would have been a penalty kick.
Yeah, handball, red card, you're off, your player's off the field, and you get a penalty kick against you, right?
I just never seen that before. Handballs are so rare. When it happens, you're just like, did he mean to do that? Did I actually see that? But
well, my son was coached to actually kick it into the belly of the defender and hope that they wrap their arms around it.
First scoring chance for the Grenadiers wasn't much of one, and an easy kick right into the arms of Kate Ladick.
Well, at least it was a shot attempt, though, and on net. I mean, there's nothing like a shot attempt that goes and hits the backstop somewhere.
Going after it briefly was Jenny Castro, and then into the arms of Ladick again.
Now let's see if Ladick's got a big foot here.
See what kind of...
Sometimes teams try to just bring it up. Here's a deep kick.
Good hang time, past the 40. She kicked it just outside the 10, so about 35 yards on the boot.
That's a good start. Just wait 3 more years. Little push.
Always a good, always a sign of things to come when your freshman makes the varsity team. Must be hard being on the team, being only the only freshman on the team.
I'd walk around very, very proud during your classes in school. Wow, I get to play varsity, and I'm only a freshman.
When I was in high school, our campus was so big, they had what was called the Gold Campus, which was only for the freshmen. So imagine if they have that at Palatine High School. She'd have to go to the other campus just to see her friends on the soccer team.
Our school wasn't that big.
Yeah, well, Bonzi Valley, one of the biggest in the state, along with Matia, Nequa, very big schools. Out at the 39-yard line, there's a penalty against the Pirates.
Yeah, I was at Glenbrook North, and it looks very much like the same colors that Elk Grove has, the green and gold colors. We were the Spartans. These are the Grens.
Yeah, the Grenadiers, very unique mascot.
Right, we looked them up last time, right? People with grenades.
A lot of other names for it. It's like an old-fashioned soldier, too. I like it. I like unique mascots. Nothing against the Spartans, Bob, but it's been there, done that. Let's get some dragons. Let's get some Komodo dragons, some koala bears, some kangaroos.
You know, we talked about that. I like some of those, newer names that we haven't seen before. Why not? Aren't we tired of birds?
Kicked out of bounds.
We should come here with a list sometime with the different team names, and we'll find that you need 2 pages for the birds.
Kept in by the Grenadiers. Ooh, man, that might have hit her face, and she's holding her face like it did. That doesn't feel good. Hopefully it's not a broken nose. Kicked out of bounds. And
that soccer ball is that soccer ball is hard, and you get concussions with those kinds of hits where it's there she's going off the field. It was a direct hit.
You'll see sometimes, very rare, but as long as it's under 95 degrees, you'll see players that have had broken noses in the past wear the mask like you see on basketball courts. Rip Hamilton was the man who wore it a lot at the NBA level. As it will be Pirates ball near the 50.
I'm actually surprised there are not more collisions with heads when the goalie kicks it and everybody's trying to head the ball like at midfield. Why aren't there more concussions in that scenario?
Well, it's still not good for the head heading that soccer ball, but there's probably like those undiagnosed concussions where it's not good for your head, but you don't really feel anything, so you just play on. That's what makes football so dangerous is all those head-on collisions, offensive line and defensive line, even though you're not out for the count, it's still not good for your head. Out near the 40, picked up by the Pirates. Ball possession has been in favor of them thus far today. Ooh, man, that hurts. Right up the shin.
Yes,
but good job getting in the way of that pass.
But you were about to say ball possession for Palatine has been outstanding. No offsides call here. Oh, yes, he did call offsides after all.
It was close. I thought that she was just behind.
Yeah, I expected it to be offsides, one player or the other. I think one Palatine player was offsides, the other was onside. But it comes back.
Either way, it was going to be stolen by the Grenadiers, but it might have been deflected out, and it could have been a corner kick for Palatine. Meanwhile, the other way we go, Grenadiers with it, and it's going to be another goal kick for Ladick.
Yeah, that offsides call is such a tough call to make because you have to know when the player kicks it and then look over here to see if the player is behind or in front of the defense. And it's not just one defender. It's got to be ahead or behind all of the defenders.
You just got to read it as the attacker and get back a little bit, and then you get a full stride on the lead pass. Here we go. Grenadiers the other way. They got a chance. Cheating up as Ladick decides to not go after with her hands. She'll kick it out of bounds. Either way, good play by Ladick, but the Grenadiers on the attack.
Yeah, an excellent read. She got there before the Grenadiers player could, kicked it out of bounds, gave up possession, but certainly turned away that shot attempt.
Out near the corner. Ooh, beautiful move to get around. Trying to center it and cleared by the Palatine Pirates.
Even though the ball's been on the left side of the field and the Elk Grove side, two very quality offensive attacks from Elk Grove. So if we look at the clock, 31:20 to go. So we'll see when the next quality Elk Grove shot happens and see how many minutes elapse.
We got a celebrity on the pitch today, Bob.
We do?
Jennifer Lopez, number 3 for Palatine, is playing today. Out of her busy schedule, decided to play some high school soccer. Good pass out to the left. Puck, the ball loose. Done too many hockey play-by-play broadcasts. Out to the 20-yard line, cleared by the Grenadiers. Mistake made by Murillo, but her defense bails her out.
Yeah, I didn't see the number on that defender, but what an absolutely fabulous stop by the defender. The goalie is sprawled. Palatine was going to kick it in the net, free, open, wide open net. A great kick from Palatine. You know, obviously the foot of the Elk Grove player on defense got in the way. What a great save by the defender.
Corner kick, first one of the game for both teams. Right near us, out on the left side of the field. Palatine has the edge in terms of ball control. Sent up to the center, trying to kick it in. And good job by Murillo reading it.
Yeah, another save.
But great setup off the corner, and that kick attempt by Mia Ramirez goes out of bounds. It was deflected by the Grenadiers. Palatine remains in possession. It'll be picked up by Monroe.
And Palatine's racking up the quality offensive shot attempts here. Just nothing's gone in yet is all.
So Monroe is going to play a little striker today as well. She was on that header on her left foot. Trying to center it. That one hurts in the morning, but for now, good job getting away that pass. That
Oops.
shot goes wide by Aubrey Grana.
That was a mistake. It went off the goalie's foot, so it should be a corner.
And it will be.
Yeah,
And
she needed to either pick it up or let it go, but I think she was concerned that the net was still behind her.
Grana will take it near us again. Second corner of the game. Pirates taking it to the Grenadiers early on. Murillo's been a little shaky, but it's still a 0-0 game. Centering pass, trying to head it. Nobody got a piece of it. Then on the body of Klein briefly. Klein has it. Right-handed footed shot attempt, and it went out of bounds.
So here again, they're choosing to let the defender kick it. That's
Yeah,
pretty good
just
boot.
Never seen that. Interesting.
Yeah, I see it a lot in the club soccer games where, for whatever reason, they don't feel like the goalie has a bigger foot, a bigger boot, so they let the defender kick it. To me, it uses up a player on the field because yeah. But that's what they do. They give up the player, but get a few more yards on the kick.
Maybe you just got to practice punting more because it's hard to take a player away from the play to have her consistently kick. And I also don't really see a lot of the time where the defender will pick the ball up, use her hands.
Yeah, she was just moving it over a little bit was all. Before the ball is back officially in play, she wanted it, a couple feet this way instead of a couple feet that way.
Kind of like a foul ball where the third baseman tags the runner. Hey, you're out. Well, actually, you're not because it was fouled away. Out at the 45. That was off the foot of Henning.
Yeah, it's a real trick when you got a fly ball coming at you. How do you catch it with your knees and leave it at your feet? And it's just a real skill in soccer to have.
Yeah, you knee it up to your head and then you head it out to your leg. That's why the great players, including Ronaldo, can do that with, blindfolded at times.
Well, that's because he's got super glue on his shin pads.
Out at the 42, now at the 45. Palatine is dominated in terms of ball control, stolen away by the Grenadiers on their home pitch. And haven't really shown a lot on the offensive end. Really, according to Max Preps, it's been the Alexa Joshi show and not much of anybody else.
Well, speaking of her, I'm trying to figure out where she is. We haven't called her name out yet. I don't see a number 4. It's hard to, like you said, it's hard to see the green jerseys. Is she out there today?
They just haven't gotten it past the 50 a lot today, so it's hard to say her name. You usually want to keep your strikers past the 50 on the offensive side.
But there's a 24, there's a 21. Doesn't look like Joshi.
Well, maybe Max Preps lied to me.
Or she's not in today for whatever reason.
She's camera shy.
Right. Where?
On the attack, falling down, Joshi lost it.
There we go. That's where she is. So Joshi may not be a striker. She may be more of a midfielder, yet the one scoring all the goals.
Actually, and according to Max Prep, she's listed as a defender. Here go the Pirates. Beautiful pass. She was onside. Will play on. Falling down. This could be a penalty kick.
Oh, no, she had the ball first. That was a fabulous defensive play. She ran alongside the striker and got the ball first, and everybody went tumbling. Very, very good defense.
Palatine pleading their case. They say good defense, play on, centering pass, and
Another corner kick. That's the thing. It also gets, I don't want to say subjective, but it's easy for a play like that to be missed by the referee. The thing is, on a play like that, the penalty is steep if the penalty gets called.
well, like I said, I thought it was one, so if he had called it, I certainly wouldn't be mad at him for calling it.
The good thing about it is it's on, you can play it back.
Another centering pass, header chance, good chance, and went off the field goal post.
What a great attempt that was. Very quality shot from Palatine. So 25 minutes and 30 seconds is when that quality attack happened.
The Grenadiers trying to hang on for dear life, and it's a good showing today by Palatine, who, according to MaxPreps.com, really struggled on the offensive end. But so far, it's 0-0. Both teams could use a tie, but Palatine really wants the win.
Yeah, we can't have a tie. We have to have a winner today. Somebody's got to win.
But doesn't the old saying go, everybody's a winner as long as you try hard?
Can't argue that, right?
Juice boxes and orange slices for everybody. Lead pass out to the 10. Picked out by, looked like Mia Ramirez. Her shot goes wide. That time not touched by Murillo. And it'll be a goal kick, but she'll just kick it to one of her teammates, as has been the trend today.
Well, she tried to center. It didn't look like she was trying to go at the net, but just missed it.
Yeah, Murillo's touched it accidentally a couple times, which has led to corner kicks.
So Elk Grove was going to try and take it up pass by pass. So there we go.
Near the 45. Went past the foot that time of Castro. Now at the 40. Out to Millstone. Millstone, a little lead pass and a good one as she leads Ramirez with the pass.
Oh, they called offsides.
Yeah, a little ticky-tack on that call, but they've been consistent with it. Another kick coming up. Ella Duckman will try to clear it.
Yeah, what an athletic family.
Not that great a hang time, but she got enough distance to get it past midfield. Now at the 50. Was stolen away briefly by Joseph. Now at the 45. A little lead pass over to Benitez. Now at the 47. Kicked on the left foot. Now cleared by the Pirates as it's sent past the 30.
And Joshi gets pushed from behind. Now, interesting, she's got the 3 goals, you said, and she's on defense here.
Yeah, she's just the all-or-nothing player. She goes all around the pitch to get that ball, helping out her teammates, one of the captains on this team, along with Alaya Mendez.
Well, and without watching the rest of their games, now I'm going to start to make a guess. I'm wondering if when there is a penalty, if she's not called upon to kick the penalty kick. I mean, how do you get 3 goals if you're the defender?
Hopefully she's all right. She is still down, tying her shoe. Now she gets up.
Yeah, getting pushed from behind is no fun.
Out near the 20.
Oh, good boot.
Yes, decent boot, good hang time, too. Here go the Grenadiers. Great pass. 3-on-3 the other way as they get it near the 10. Lead pass. Just really good defense by Palatine. When the Grenadiers have had a scoring chance, Palatine has done a decent job on defense to limit the chances.
Yeah, I do think, though, you got to be a little bit more careful with giving a turnover away. We used to have a player on my daughter's team, and I always kick the ball upfield and say, it's a 50-50, win the 50-50 ball. And I always wanted to say to her, stop kicking 50-50 balls. Make a pass where you know that your player is going to receive it.
I've always wondered why we call this game soccer in America, because this is football. You literally use the feet.
Yeah, we were talking about renaming football. You call it touchdown or something. So soccer can keep its name, and then football needs to be called, soccer needs to be called football, and football needs a new name.
Out near the 10. Just great passing today.
That
Murillo
went
in the net. Murillo can't handle it. It's a goal for the Pirates. Their second goal of the season. And that might be the only one they need all day, as Elk Grove has struggled on offense tonight.
Number 10 got it. Ellie Henning.
Ellie Henning, the junior midfielder. Murillo should have had it, though. She has struggled a little bit today. Went off her hands. She had a good look at it. Wasn't screened. That's tough because Elk Grove, besides Yashi, they just don't have much in terms of strikers.
Well, and it just went right through the goalie's hands, unfortunately. I mean, I hate to blame a goalie, but it did go through her hands.
And it wasn't in front of her either. It was on the angle. Should have had it. She knows.
Well, so now Elk Grove is going to have to push on the other end to get the equalizer.
She's a senior. We're not going to see Cosbeal, but she is the junior backup. I'd be shocked if we saw Cosbeal today. Duckman will take it just past the 30. Good hang time on the kick. Couldn't get a shot on that. Ball still loose past the 10. Great move to get past the defense, and the Pirates trying to get it out. A lot of bodies flying today. It's been a little chippy. Possibly could have been a penalty kick. Was not called, but the Pirates lead 1-0 thanks to Henning. Now past the 20. 3-on-3 the other way with the left foot.
Little too far away from the net to make that shot. I would like to have seen her dribble it in further and then make a pass.
Looked like a cross and just didn't get up in the air in time. Ladick, somewhat decent hang time. One hops to the 45. Grenadiers have it at their 45, and it'll go out of bounds.
So with half of the first half gone, down the goal.
Yeah, it could be much worse, though, as the Pirates have had plenty of scoring opportunities today.
Yeah, the field position has been just fabulous for the Pirates. Keep wanting to call them Pittsburgh whenever I hear the word Pirates.
Also, the East Carolina Pirates, as that's goes out of bounds. Always was a fan of David Garrard from East Carolina when he played in the National Football League. Corner kick coming up. It's going to be Paige Millstone, the sophomore midfielder. And a lot of left-footers today, Bob. Not just using that right foot, the non-dominant foot they've been using it a lot today. Off the left foot, in the air still, off the hands of Murillo and cleared by the Grenadiers.
Now, that was a good save.
Oh, that was great. And look, you just can't play games all the time. Hey, we got to score one goal and not give up any. I mean, this is going to happen sometimes. Your goalie can't bail you out every game. So she made a mistake. It's fine. Now you just got to score one.
Yeah, Elk Grove's got to push a little bit. They got to find a way to get the ball first off with some ball control at the other end, and then a quality shot. It's been a while since I've written down a time for a quality shot from Elk Grove. Palatine is currently outplaying them.
Other way we go. Palatine been quicker on defense with the back checking. Now past the 20 on the left foot, trying to center it. As they do, and it was last touched by Palatine. Big corner kick coming up for the Grenadiers. Duckman calls for it, and she'll get it.
She's got a big leg.
She's got the opportunity for hang time, as we've seen it earlier in the game. She can get that ball in the air long enough to help out her strikers to head it into the net. Gonna need hang time here with her team trailing by one. Here is Duckman, not the kick that she wanted to do. Ball still loose. Done too much hockey this year. Ball loose at the 5-yard line.
Well, during that fight in right in front of the goalie, we did see Joshie. So she went up from, Duckman went from one defensive position into the corner, and there's Joshie right there. So that's how she's getting their goals, maybe off the corner kicks.
Stolen away by the Grenadiers. Here they go. Stephanie DeReal had it. Great pass. Was she onside? They play on. Shot to save by Ladick. Ball loose. Can't get it in.
I want to see that one on replay, but when she tried to get around the goalie, she had a clean shot at the net and then fell down. The question is, how did she fall? Was she tripped, or did she just fall on her own? Because she had an empty net right there and then fell over.
Wow, great opportunity for the Grenadiers. Their best one of the day. Ladick hangs on to preserve the 1-0 shutout.
Yeah, you almost wonder how it didn't go into the net. Well, that'll be one for sure to play back.
Number 12, Angelina Lopez for Elk Grove. Number 24.
And I really like the camera work because it zooms a lot closer. So we have kind of a far view from the game up here in the press box, but the camera can zoom in on it. So we'll see. Play that back.
Yep, Debbie Dennison and Scott Mayernick do a good job on videography. Duckman, player of the game thus far for the Grenadiers.
Yeah, it goes back to that athletic family. What, her sister was on the softball team the other day. She also played basketball. I think she's going to be a stud on the basketball team next year.
Yep, we've seen a lot of Lily Duckman for basketball broadcasts.
She was the middle hitter on volleyball and did a very good job there.
One mistake Duckman made as that pass went out of bounds. It's picked up by the Pirates. Maggie Monroe.
So it makes me wonder, what did the Duckman's parents do for sports back in high school and college? What sports did they play, since their daughters play just about every sport there is?
Maybe a little cricket, a little fencing. Equestrian out on the left foot. Good pass. Other way go the Pirates. It's picked up by Ramirez on her left foot, trying to switch to the right. Stays with the left.
And gets the corner out of it. It's good play.
Yeah. If you're wondering why Elk Grove does that, look, you don't want to give up corners, but you can't allow crossers. You just got to touch it with the knee and live another day. Set up your defense on the corner. Got to pick the lesser two evils. The corner kick a lot better than allowing the crosser. That time the kick from the corner, and the official blows it dead. Offside against the Pirates.
I like this. Wasted no time to get the goalie kicked by the defender, but it comes right back at him.
Had a woman wide open in front. Millstone couldn't get it to her. Grenadiers looking to clear. And they will. It'll lead pass attempt. Pirates read it all the way, led by Monroe. Stolen away and now out to the 30.
Yeah, she just could have got it out to the near side. Stephanie Del Real was wide open.
Yeah, either Real or Real. We might go with Real, as that's how Real Madrid is.
Yeah, it's probably Del Real.
When I was a kid, I thought it was pronounced Real Madrid. I was not right with that assumption. My dad laughed. Wonder why he was laughing, and now I know. Then I tried to order a gyro.
For the Gret.
Yep. Well, I used to think it was Chicago when I was a kid.
Chicago?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
You,
then my
you blew
daughter
that
kept.
one.
Yeah, my daughter kept calling it a helicopter.
Helidoctor.
Yeah, for a helicopter.
Oh, gotcha. I used to pronounce Coca-Cola as a 3-year-old Kudja. Kick straight up.
And I don't know how blanket turns into ginky, but that's what it was.
For your daughter?
Yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't close. Duckman. Overhead pass. Man, she's got a lot of strength on those passes.
I wonder what other sports she plays too.
I have a feeling she does some shot put for track and field because she's got that arm strength.
Well, she and her sister should go play volleyball doubles together.
Sun in our eyes. Grenadiers trying to get it in deep. A beautiful day for soccer here at Grenadier Stadium, out to the 35. Ooh, beautiful move.
Yeah, it was.
Gets around the midfielder, and now at the corner, Ladek will go after it, puts both hands on the ball, gives it a little bear hug, and then decides to kick it just outside her crease.
So you could say she's pitching a shutout on the pitch.
Oh, my gosh. You can say it, though, because you are a dad. I can't, because I am not a father.
Sent downfield, probably less than a 50-50.
She's pitching a shutout on the pitch. That's so lame.
Well, I did a little research on where the term pitch came from, right? So like when you pitch a tent, well, think of a cricket field, right? You're actually pitching those 3 sticks, you know, that you have on a cricket field. So that's where the name pitch came from on a cricket field. It's a cricket pitch, right? So where are you supposed to play this soccer game, you know, this football game, but on a cricket pitch? So that's where the name pitch came from. They were actually playing a lot of soccer games on cricket pitches. So that's how it became a football pitch.
There you go.
I had to look that up.
Use the good old interwebs.
I did.
Do encyclopedias still exist? I haven't read those in a long time.
Well, we owned them back in whenever I was young. And then the encyclopedia became on those CDs.
They had CDs. That's back in the day, too.
Yeah. Well, we had the actual books, and then you'd get an update. You know, you'd get an update book to go along with your encyclopedia collection.
Even MP3 players are starting to become extinct.
We have 2 of them sitting on our family room table. We're not using them anymore.
When I have kids, I'm going to be talking about this ancient device called an iPod.
Yeah, probably.
An iPod? What's that? You mean Spotify? No. You download music and put it in what's called an iPod. What?
Well, and then way back when, Dick Tracy used to have those cartoons with wristwatch phones.
Kick straight up. Out in front, trying to clear it. The Grenadiers can't. Now out to the Pirates. They get it out to the 12. Great shot.
That's
Murillo
gonna work.
can't read it. And a goal for the Pirates.
This is when you start asking how tall is that goalie. That went over her head and under the crossbar. I mean, not much she could do. She's right there in the right spot. Just went over her head and into the net. There's a great kick.
Yeah,
I thought it was number 4, Maggie Monroe,
Yeah.
that got that goal.
Maggie Monroe. Off the left foot.
You were talking about left foot, right foot. What a kick from far out.
That was just outside the 20. At least 18 yards.
It's going to make it real hard for Elk Grove to catch up now, down 2 goals, considering they've only scored 3 times all year.
And it's actually at the field goal post, so it's more of, 31 yards on the kick. That shot. And it goes wide. The Grenadiers are now... They got some problems. Down by 2. This is not a place they like to be in terms of getting victories.
Really, and on my sheet of paper here, I've only written down 3 semi-quality shot attempts from Elk Grove, so they need to get a lot more quality shot attempts if they're going to catch up in this game.
Yeah, you'd love to score right before halftime. Meanwhile, the Palatine Pirates, they score once more, game over.
Well, it's 10:53 to go in the first half.
It just looks like in practice this week, the Palatine coaching staff, led by Willie Fillion, look, we're 0-4-1. Are we going to win state this year? Probably not. But we got to find a way to get a victory today and work from that. And it looks like they have put a bunch of effort into today's game, and they're not relinquishing it. They are full-on hustle and taking it to the Grenadiers on the road.
Sometimes I wonder if we're on TV here, right? So I wonder if sometimes the opponent tries harder because they know they're going to be on TV.
No, I don't think that's it, Bob, but I like the thought. Are you saying that the Blackhawks didn't try as hard because they weren't on TV for all their home games?
Well, the Blackhawks are on TV every game. Probably shouldn't be, but are on TV every game.
Well, they used to not be.
Right, but they're on every game, so there's no extra incentive by the opponent because they know that they're going to be on Blackhawks TV. But here's a case where we don't put all the games on TV. So Palatine gets the lucky draw today. They knew they were going to be on TV, so maybe they're giving it a little bit of extra effort, just maybe.
Technically, Huddle is on TV as well. Do we consider all video production methods TV?
Well, I don't know. Does Huddle do the whole game or just the highlights?
Really? They do the whole game. Depends if they have NFHS network or not.
Well, I like this because you can zoom in on the play, the camera moves.
Yeah,
And of course, we're here.
we do an all right job. Me more than you. Just kidding. I don't bring the dad jokes to the table, so I guess that's good.
Well, I view it this way. I'm working with a true professional, so I enjoy my moments here. Thanks.
Well, good. My Marquette education was good for something.
Yeah, you actually majored in broadcasting.
Majored in talking.
And it shows. Well, I've got the gift of gab, but I didn't major in it.
You know your math.
Yeah, I can tell the score is, 2-0.
Overhead pass up to the corner. Another corner kick. It's got to be at least 4 for the Pirates, if not 5. Actually, no, they're going to say out of bounds just before the end line. Maggie Monroe. Good overhead pass. Now to the 15. Just ball possession. It's been Pirates most of the day.
It really has. We don't have like a chess clock on these, so we don't know what the possession is, but you can tell Palatine has just had so much more ball control this whole game.
Yeah, we haven't been using the stopwatch. Wouldn't that be a cool job to go to soccer games and just use the stopwatch? And you would just keep timing it, how many times each team had the ball?
Yeah, a chess clock would do that.
Yeah, I guess that's true. But just to actually like add up the time. So you had the ball for 30 seconds, lost it. Then you had the ball for 45, so 75 seconds. And then you just keep adding up ball possession times.
Well, and sometimes I wonder what are the appropriate stats to take that are unusual stats, not just goals and assists, but every time you pass the ball, did it connect with your teammate? You have to do a lot of those, right? So, oh boy, she went down to the push.
That's why it's impossible in hockey. But you could do time on attack, like anytime you had the puck past center ice, you're on the attack. So you add those times up.
Right.
The fastest game ever, hockey. Good game, but soccer goes by the mantra, the beautiful game. And it showed today on a beautiful night. The Pirates have played the beautiful game at the home of the Grenadiers. Grenadiers still have time, 6:57 before we go to halftime, to get a goal and cut the deficit to 1.
Well, and it's so much fun to watch. There's so many little battles over here for the ball. Passes over there. Is it going to connect or not? It is a beautiful game to watch. But 2-0 is going to be a lot to overcome here.
Can't wait for the Soccer Olympics this summer, as they were delayed due to COVID.
Well, and the women's soccer team is so good, the national team.
Yeah, men's team not so much, but the women's team, they are fantastic.
Is this when you bring up the unequal pay issue?
We're not even going to go down that. We're not even going to go down that rabbit hole today. I'm not even going to touch that with a 10-foot pole. Out on the right foot, out in front of the netminder, and Murillo, shots blocked. Out near the 10, kicked out.
Now, this is a girls' soccer game. That's the only reason I would have brought this up. If this was a boys' soccer game, I wouldn't have brought that up, which does bring up this. You see things like it's girls' volleyball, girls' soccer, but why is it men's high school football?
I don't think it is. It's called boys football on the IHSA website. Who's ever calling it men's is very wrong, because you're not a man until you're 18. So only the seniors are men if they're 18. By law, you're a man at 18. But, is that still not out of bounds?
Well, she's doing a great job with ball control here, but there's just nobody to pass it to. Palatine's doing a great job at tying her up. She's doing a great job of holding on to the ball. I can't see the number. Is that Joshi?
Yeah.
Joshi? Number 4?
Yeah, 4 is Joshi.
Yeah, she's got excellent ball control. Dazzling, using a hockey term, stick handling skills, but couldn't find anybody open to pass it to. Finally went out of bounds, and it's now Palatine's ball.
Palatine's going to take their time. They're up by 2. Would love to have another goal, but would love to also play a little keep away and maintain that 2-goal advantage.
Yeah, I think they'll keep pushing. I don't think they're going to try and eat clock.
If you're just joining us, a mistake by Murillo and a great goal by Monroe. That's where we stand right now. 2-0 advantage for the Palatine Pirates. Here at the home of the Grenadiers. Out past the 40, picked up by the Pirates. Off the right foot, stolen away by the Grenadiers. Lead pass.
Oh, but misfired.
Yeah, Monroe mishandled it. Great move. Here go the Grenadiers. Over the head.
Right in.
And a goal for Joshi.
So that was a missed pass, then a turnover, and then a goal for Joshi?
I can't see the numbers, but she scored all their goals coming in, so I just assumed she scored.
Well, the public address announcer bailed us out on the first goal because he saw who got it. So we're going to ask, did he see who got it this time? He thinks it is Joshi that got that goal.
It's looking like a 4.
So we're not certain, but it looks to be
it's
her.
Joshi, yep. Well,
Goal scored by number 4, Alexa Joshi.
that's all 4 goals for the Grenadiers scored by Alexa Joshi. It's official. The PA guy just said it. Even if it was somebody else, doesn't matter.
Yeah, right. Doesn't
Joshi
matter
scored.
anymore, right?
It's official.
Well, that was huge. Cut the lead in half, and more importantly, down to just a 1-goal lead. So you got to find Joshi again to tie the game up.
Wouldn't that be something if all the goals were scored by Joshi?
For the whole season?
Yeah.
Wow. Especially when she's a defender.
Well, we still got ourselves a soccer game, partner. It's 2-1. Alexa
we do.
Joshi, she's definitely going to be all-conference, if not second-team all-conference. She's not just the straw that stirs the drink. She literally makes the drink on offense for the Grenadiers. This was picked up by Contreras and kicked out of bounds. Good job. The Grenadiers on their push, and they got plenty of time to score. 2:38 to tie it up at 2 before halftime.
So another corner kick. All right, here's their chance to tie it up. Let's see where Joshy is now. Message to Elk Grove jersey makers next time. We need brighter numbers.
Get the black, not the yellow. Straight up by Duckman. So hard on this pass that it actually went over the head of her two teammates. Good job keeping it in.
Yeah, which means you maintain control. But there's an errant pass.
Grenadiers have plenty of time still. Ball at the 30, now near the 25. Kept in. Pirates get it back. And scoring opportunity lost by the Grenadiers. It's going to be played near the Grenadiers sideline. Lack of communication. Went off the back foot of a Pirates player. And I thought it went off the Pirates player, but they're going to say Grenadiers last touch it. Overhead pass coming up. 1:35 to go.
Yeah, we get to be Bob Uecker in the last row here and say he missed the tag.
The greatest backup catcher ever, Bob Uecker. I believe he caught for Spawn and Sane for the Milwaukee Braves.
Yeah, that's saying a lot.
Headed up in the air.
Yeah, just couldn't clear it.
Now out to the 30.
Yeah, Palatine continues to maintain possession and pressure.
Angelina Lopez had it for a brief second, looking up for Joshy. Now there's 3 players around her. Obviously, Palatine read the scouting report on her, and now near the 50 is the Grenadiers looking to get it in deep. 43 seconds remaining in first half play. Out to Joshy, near the 30 on her right foot. Staying with the play, falls down, looks for a call. Nothing's being issued. They're going to play on.
Yeah, this is clearly offsides.
Yeah.
You got to play it back on the camera. She definitely got knocked over. She's holding her knee, scraped on the turf.
Nadalyn Sotero was the lady offside. Running out of time for the Grenadiers. 15 seconds left. Lead pass to Joshy out on the left foot. Last chance of the first half of the Grenadiers. Trying to center it. That's got to be a call. Where is the flag? Nothing being issued.
I wouldn't have called a penalty there either, but boy, that was way out by the end of the box. That could change the whole complexion of the game if that play got called.
She was pushed. Nothing was issued. Grenadiers mad about it, but they got to play on. That does it for the first half. It's Pirates 2, Grenadiers 1. We'll take a 10-minute break, and then we'll give you some halftime analysis. You are watching the Grenadiers against the Pirates here on Elk Grove Television Sports. Second half about to start. Kyle Smith alongside Bob Vilsoe. And Bob, it's 2-1, and really the main reason is 2-1. Alexa Joshy put the team on her back. She pretty much did it by herself, getting into the teeth of the defense, scored, and because of her, it's now a 1-goal deficit.
Well, I hate to make it look like she's the only one because it is a lot of team effort out there. But on the other hand, cut a 2-0 game that looked like it was going all Palatine's way. All of a sudden, that goal late in the first half makes this a very, very exciting second half in front of us.
And Murillo made some adjustments after she made that mistake, and Monroe with a beautiful shot near the 20-yard line to get it in, and that's the difference in the game thus far.
Yeah, that was an unstoppable shot. So now Joshy or somebody has to come back and tie it up, make it really exciting. But right now, 2-1 game, 1-goal difference. Every play, every turnover, every pass, everything matters for both teams.
And, of course, in soccer, you don't pull the netminder, so goalkeeper Murillo is going to have to stay in net, and the Grenadiers are going to have to find somebody else to score besides Joshy. The other captain, Elia Mendez, a midfielder, they're trying to get it to Mendez, but really, as we've seen from the stat sheet, it is Joshy's team. Four goals, and the Grenadiers have only scored 4 all year, so Joshy 100%. That is the offense this year for the Grenadiers. Will things change in the second half? We'll see, But for Palatine, you have to keep an eye on Joshy at all times if you want to maintain that lead and get the victory.
Well, you know how in baseball they like to do that pick-to-click thing? I'd like to see a pass from Duckman or something. She's got a big leg, talented player, obviously athletic genes. Bring the ball up. Obviously, you have to pass it upfield, but then a crossing pass or a centering pass, maybe Joshy can tip it in. But I'd like to see something from there.
Paige Millstone will take the ball. Grenadiers took it in the first half, so the Pirates have the lead and the ball. 40-minute halves at the high school level. Out to Duckman. She plays it on her right foot, straight up in the air. It was stolen away by O'Sullivan. And then kicked up past the 20, picked up by the Grenadiers as they try to get it out. Played on the sideline. And it's stolen away. Looks like Jenny Castro has it. She sends it up. Cleared by the Grenadiers out to the 20. And then picked up by the Pirates.
So if the first half is similar to the second half, the play will be on the right side now most of the time. Palatine having a lot more ball control in this game, but a slim 1-goal lead.
Yeah, whenever you have Joshy, you got a chance. Scoring opportunity early on in the second half for the Pirates, but a good clear near the goal area, as it was near the box. Overhead pass coming up for the Palatine Pirates. Tara O'Sullivan will take it. Trying to center it. Good hang time on the pass. Out near the corner now. And it looked like it was last touched. Nope, they're going to say it was touched by the Grenadiers, not the Pirates. And another corner kick coming up. The Pirates have dominated ball control and the corner kicks. One of the many reasons they lead by 1.
Yeah, the only good thing I can think of from Elk Grove's perspective on this corner kick is you might be able to get a breakout and a kind of like a fast break down the other direction.
Centering pass to O'Sullivan. It was on the right foot of Castro. Now at the 30, there's Joshy. She plays it on her right to her left, and she'll dribble it up. God, is she good to watch. Such a very talented player. She plays also defense on this team, all over the pitch. And ball past the leg that time of Tiffany Joseph, now inside the Grenadiers' end.
Yeah, great hustle to pick it up by Palatine there.
Duckman trying to clear it. Blind pass, stolen away by the Pirates. And now picked up by the Grenadiers as they try to get the puck, get the ball deep.
Yeah, you did a weekend of hockey this past weekend. It shows.
Yeah, too much hockey. Feels like a hockey arena how cold it is outside today.
Yes, it does. We're protected in the press box.
One of these days we'll get spring weather in Illinois, but today is not that day.
Well, we're looking forward to the baseball broadcast on Monday.
Yeah, what it'll be, 45 degrees?
Is that what it's going to be?
Might be. Maybe it'll snow. Lead pass. Past the 10, and 10 has it briefly, but the Grenadiers get it back. Good
Yeah, it was some real good defense to run alongside her, push her away just slightly legally, maybe a little bit illegally with her arm pushed out a little bit, but successfully pushed her away, got control of the ball, and got it cleared. Excellent defense.
Alyssa Cobb had it, tried to send it over to Joseph, and now the Grenadiers have it. Right-footed pass to Joshy, as Joshy is followed closely by Bargowski. Now Joshy has it again. Bargowski, couple of yards away from her, sent up to the 50-yard line. It's now retrieved by the Pirates, picked up by Lopez as she sends it up past the 20, and the Grenadiers have numbers as they get back into the play. On the attack still is the Pirates on the left foot of Ramirez, and now at the corner. Sending it up, centering pass. Now near the 10, left-handed kick in the net.
What is it with these left-handed kickers on Palatine?
A goal for Allison Kolbus.
Again, just an unstoppable shot up over the goalie's head into the near corner of the net. Just you can't stop that.
Allison Kolbus with a beautiful kick, and it's 3-1 Pirates, and the fat lady might be singing.
Well, not yet. It's a long game to go still.
Well, the Grenadiers have only scored 1 goal all season in all their matches where they've scored. I don't know, Bob. I just don't see it. But you know what? If that happens to be the final, with the Pirates winning either 3-1 or 3-2, congratulations to them. It's not easy going through this entire season and not winning a game.
It's hard to win at any level and at every sport. At any sport, it's just hard because the other team wants it equally hard, works equally hard. So this will be a big win for Palatine if it can hold on. And sometimes these wins give teams confidence, and all of a sudden it's a turning point. Oh, it looked like a handball.
Grenadiers have not led all day. This ties their biggest deficit of the day, 3-1. They were down 2-0. Joshy scored before the first half ended. They just need more than Joshy if they're going to win soccer matches.
Well, and this goal happened real quick, too, after the halftime. It was 3 minutes into the second half when that goal got scored. So that's kind of a backbreaker, as you pointed out.
Plus, the way she scored was just so fantastic.
What a great shot.
Left foot, just below the crossbar, into the net.
Yeah, you can't, like, place it there or throw it there any better.
You know, soccer used to be one of those games that the kids would play just to stay in shape, and it's become big business now, where some players play all year round.
Well, I noticed it with volleyball. You know, if you started out as a kid, volleyball is hard to play really young, right? But if you start out doing soccer, gymnastics, dancing, anything, what a great sport to get in shape and get your eye, hand, or foot coordination going. And using volleyball again as an example, it's very footwork oriented. So playing soccer before you play a sport like volleyball, maybe even basketball, is a real good way to go.
Can't go wrong, either with soccer or lacrosse, both two great cardio sports.
Yeah, my kids both started out in soccer and just kept playing soccer. No other sport.
Little overhead pass by Grace Monroe as the ball finds its way to the 20-yard line. It was on the foot of Bargowski, and now at the 15. Ball near the field goal post, so about 10 yards back of the end zone. Just in front of the field goal post. So when I say the 20, that means the ball's about 30 yards back of the goal.
Well, the field is 120 yards long here. And then the outside of the goalie box is at about the 18-yard line from the back of the end zone.
Out to the Grenadiers, down past the 30 as it one hops its way all the way to the 20. Took a friendly Grenadier bounce, but no Grenadiers were there. Cleared by the Pirates, and the Grenadiers will have it past the 40.
I just wish there was a way to wipe off the football markings for a soccer game. And then, of course, when the football team comes back on, then they put the markings back on. But obviously, you can't do that on multi-purpose fields. But the football markings are very, very bright compared to the soccer markings.
Well, you can't do that because they're both called football. In one country, we say football. In the other country, we say soccer. Did I ever tell you, Bob, why it's called a touchdown in football?
You did one time. Something about when you score in rugby, you have to put the football on the ground.
Yep, you touch it down. And that's where the term touchdown came from.
Well, then we can't use that name for a football. I mean, you've got rugby, I guess, but you would call that sport touchdown. You call this sport soccer, and I guess soccer should be called football. Maybe that does work.
In rugby, it's called a try, but to score the try, you have to touch the ball down. That was really cool to learn that when I started playing rugby in high school. Out on the right foot, of course, football came from rugby in the Ivy League. Kicked out of bounds by the Pirates. Well, you can't triple team in soccer, but if you could, Bob, they definitely would. Joshy, she is just a one-woman wrecking crew out there.
Well, you definitely have to mark her with somebody, make it tough on her, and especially with a 2-goal lead. If you mark her well with one or two players, it's going to be real tough for somebody else on Elk Grove to come through.
If you can't get it to Josh, you're going to try to get it to Mendez. Not a lot of forwards listed on the Max Preps roster. The notable forward listed is Carla Basile, or Basilo. And it's going to be kicked out of bounds. It was last touched by Allie Henning. She scored to make it 1-0, but it was really a mistake by the goalkeeper in Murillo. Now at the 30, a left-handed kick past midfield. Going after it is the Grenadiers, who was picked up by Cobb.
She showed good speed there.
Cobb sending it up to Castro. Nicole Castro, the Grenadiers.
And then the turnover.
And it was off the left foot of Monroe. She kicks it out of bounds.
And then another turnover.
You don't really care so much about the turnovers, though, as you're up by 2. You just want that clock to continue to drain. Haven't seen a lot of substitutions by either team, as it looks like Joshy's going to play all 80 minutes. Can't be easy being Joshy. But she does a good job knowing that she doesn't have a lot of help on offense. Goes out of bounds. And I don't know why. There we go. I was wondering why they weren't doing the overhead pass, but it was a late call. Duckman will take it. Free kick coming up. She's got Ava Henning on her left if she wants to pass it to her. Duckman going for the home run ball.
Yeah, what a great boot, though.
Try to get it in front. Pass out to the 20 and then a turnaround shot for a 30-yard goal.
See, that's where you'd like to see a little bit more ball control. That turnover happened just way too quick. They've got the ball in the offensive zone, find some open people.
No such thing as a red zone in soccer, but obviously you want to try to get shots less than 10 yards away if you can. That was just a wicked hard shot by Maggie Monroe near the 20 to get it in the back of the net to make it 2-0. And then Colbus to make it 3-1 with a nifty little left-handed shot. That ball is fired near the 30, stolen by the Grenadiers, picked up at the 48. And a lot of hang time on that, near the 10, and Murillo finally gets it. She won't cover it up. Bad pass. She's got to get back in the net. Pirates already up by 2. And then good job getting in front of that, off that pass. Not sure what Murillo was doing there, but...
Well, and I thought she should have picked up the ball when it was in her goalie box. I think she thought it was off her own player and maybe didn't think she could.
Murillo's been a little shaky today, but 2 of the 3 have not been her fault. And regardless, Elk Grove's got to find a way on offense. You just can't win games every night, 1-0. It's just asking way too much out of your goalkeeper.
Well, and the shots that did go in, I mean, the first one we said kind of was stoppable on top of her head, but it was still high on her hand. She would have had to make a real good reach up to grab it, but the other 2 goals were just unstoppable shots over her head. The one went to the corner. I mean, a national goalie wouldn't have stopped that, you wouldn't think.
Yeah, Murillo doesn't have the best jumping ability, but she makes up for it for active hands and quick hands. Corner kick, Grace Monroe. That overhead pass. It's picked up by Monroe, and she kicks it out of bounds. Goal kick coming up.
Yeah, I can only assume those Monroe sisters are twins. They're both seniors, number 4 and number 5 on Palatine.
Maggie Monroe thus far with the game winner, and the insurance goal delivered by Colbus. Out near the 20. Grenadiers trying to get it back, and they will. And kicked out of bounds. 27:32 remaining.
Like we talked about, the sun going down, this nice little pretty sunset, red clouds.
Good little play on the corner as it was played by Ramirez, and now out in front of Murillo. Now at the 30, and it's going to be an advantage towards the Grenadiers. Murillo has it, and she'll just deliver it out to Duckman. Duckman has the best boot on the team.
Yeah, she's quite an athlete.
Duckman sending it up, looking for Joshy. Joshy double teamed and takes a friendly Joshy bounce. Here go the Grenadiers at the 35. Looking for Joshy, can't get it to her. Good stop and start move that time by Castro. Sending it over to Joshy. Now back out to Castro, off her foot, trying to get at the 30. Pirates get it back briefly. And lack of communication finally picked up that time by Henning, and Pirates trying to get it back. They can't. Here come the Grenadiers. It's picked up this time by Benitez. Joshy has it. She's triple teamed. She's got no space in front of her, and a good pass out to the right. But even better defense by the Pirates, and the ball finds its way to the 30. Kicked up, looking for Joshy. Shot, and it was partially deflected. Ball loose, and at the last second, good job keeping it in front by the goalkeeper in Katie Ladick.
That was one of the better offensive sets there from Elk Grove. They held on to the ball for the most part and finally got a good shot from a good player. Took a one hopper, maybe could have fooled the goalie, but good save.
They would have been back in the game if they had scored there. Meanwhile, it's still 3-1, out of bounds. Pirates are winless this season. In fact, they scored 3 today. That's the most they've done all year by a large margin.
Yeah, 25:42 to go in the half here. So a little bit more than half of the second half to go.
Kicked up. Going to split the D with that pass. They just have 2 women around Joshi at all times. They are just begging anybody else to beat them besides Joshi, and for good reason. Henning, overhead pass. Last touched by Kolbus.
You move up 20 yards on that exchange.
Sidney Joseph was the intended target. Now taking it will be Henning. Henning with the pass. Her overhead pass was kicked by the Pirates. Now on to the feet of Ramirez, and Ramirez sends it up. Duckman goes after it. She has it for a brief second, and she tries to deliver to the 50. It's stolen away by the Pirates. Now obtained by the Grenadiers. Out to the Pirates at the 30, off the foot, and out of bounds as Kolbus tried to get it in deep. Now taking it will be Grace Monroe, senior defender.
For Palatine.
I love when you're watching Major League Soccer or Premier League when they do that little somersault pass.
Oh, isn't that fun? You see like kids, 12-year-olds doing that too. You know, good little gymnasts. It's fun, and it's amazing. It really seems to help them throw the ball further.
Can't do it all the time, though, as you would get tired very quickly. Go to the lead pass, trying to find Henning. Henning goes after it, and kicked out of bounds by the Grenadiers. Only problem with a running clock is plays like that. The Pirates can just take their time, jog over, get the ball.
Ouch.
Yeah, that soccer ball, it's not meant to keep your brain cells intact.
Yeah, I thought I saw heads collide. Oh, they're going to call foul here.
It's going to be called against the Pirates. Now they got 3 women eyeing Joshi.
What we haven't seen are any violent collisions, which is nice, and nor have we seen any dirty play. I've only seen 1 slide tackle the whole game.
Yeah, it's been the epitome of the beautiful game. Just going after the ball. Of course, it's cold. It hurts slide tackling on that turf in this cold weather. But, you got to get that ball, too.
Yeah, that can't be pleasant sliding on the turf. It's one thing to slide on grass. It's another to slide on this.
Ramirez will take it with the free kick. Ramirez. She's got a couple of people in front. A slew of defenders between 15 and 10 yards away from her. Good pass into the net.
What a great header.
Was she onside? They're waiting for the call. And they're going to say she was. A goal for the Pirates. The dagger. And they lead by 3.
Yeah, I'm not sure who got it, but it looked like it might have been number 10, Henning. But I'm not 100% certain.
Once the ball clears, you can head it. They're going to say 6 score. Well, there is no 6 on the roster. So 26 would be Paige Millstone.
Yeah, I think number 10 might have gotten that one, but I just can't tell. Again, you got to replay it and see.
Yeah, she already has a goal today. We're going to give it to Millstone. Everybody scores. You get a goal, and you get a goal, and you get an assist.
Who'd you guys decide it was made by? 26? Millstone?
The sophomore midfielder, and that will do it for the Grenadiers today. Now they're going to play for pride's sake.
22 minutes to go in the second half.
A couple of unanswered goals by the Palatine Pirates.
But again, that header was perfectly placed into the corner of the net. Goalie, no chance.
At least 2 were not Murillo's fault. You could say 3 of them weren't. But like I said, you're not going to win many soccer matches when you just don't have enough offense. And not only that, they're just not controlling the ball well.
Well, and not to put too much accountability here, but you just have to cut that pass off before the Palatine player gets it. So there has to be an Elk Grove defender that's in between that pass, and there just wasn't. And it's a perfectly placed header. Goalie had no chance.
Do you think she was onside?
Yeah, I think so. Because you only have to be onside when she kicks it, and it went 20 or 25 yards in the air. You have a lot of time to get behind the defense during that air time.
That would have been a very big call if they said she was offside. But
Yeah, 3-1 instead of 4-1 then, right?
But they let them play on, and Millstone gets the goal. And we had a close game, Bob, but just too much Pirates today.
Yeah, I have to admit, it was more fun when it was 2-1 than it is now at 4-1. Now, Palatine can milk the clock, will they? I kind of think they'll still try to get more goals. I don't think they'll ice the clock much.
But you don't have to force passes either. If nobody's there, you can just kick it out of bounds.
Or something, right? Well, on defense, they'll want to do that, but on offense,
Yeah, if nobody's there, you can just kick it out of bounds. You don't want to give the ball up and give the Grenadiers a full head of steam.
right. I do think that, one of the reasons both teams don't have a lot of wins are there's just too many turnovers. You just need to have more ball control, and like there's a turnover there. Here's one here. It just and then it went out of bounds again. It's not meant to be a ping pong game, right? You have to hold on to the ball and pass it multiple times until you drive the ball upfield slowly but consistently and surely.
Taking the ball will be Grace Monroe. The overhead pass near the 15. Will lead pass attempt by Castro's head, and now out to the 15, out of bounds. Grenadiers will get it. Little pass, tried to find Joshi, and instead it was touched by Colbus.
So the ball moves up 20 yards, a few more seconds tick.
Sent up to Joshi. Joshi on her left foot, now to her right. She just does everything well. Passing, shooting, she's just got all conference written all over her. Good way to end your prep career with an all-conference mention. We haven't seen a lot of girls soccer in the conference this year, but she's got to be one of the best players in the conference.
Yeah, on your roster you have it. I don't. Is she a senior or a junior?
She's a senior.
Yeah. Okay. So I wonder where she's going to college then.
Might be getting some soccer offers. Not D1, but
A very good player, multiple sport athlete.
As you would guess, the Pirates just taking their time. Little header pass, and it's going to be a goal kick for Murillo. We might see Cosby able to end this game, although we haven't seen her warm up on the sidelines yet.
I don't see too many Palatine people on the bench at all.
No, Cosby's with the Grenadiers.
Right, there's not very many bench people on the Grenadiers.
Yeah.
Although now some of the Palatine people, now that you mentioned it, are up. Maybe they're going to go in.
Yep. Game of fish is pretty much out of reach. You can use some of your underclassmen. We've seen a lot of underclassmen used, though, by the Pirates, as they're led by a freshman goalkeeper.
Well, that bodes well, like you said, for the future.
The Monroe sisters will graduate, as will Colbus and Bargowski. We've talked a little bit about Aubrey Grana. She graduates as well. Graduation coming up.
There's a strong club program in Palatine, the Celtics.
Now, is it the Celtics or the Celtics?
That's a good one. I always call it the Celtics. But I guess, how do you pronounce the Boston basketball team?
Well, you do, but if it's not like a basketball team, they'll go with the Celtics.
Yeah, I think the technical pronunciation of the word would be Celtic, but I think since the Boston Celtics are always called Celtics, I think that's what they call the club.
Well, one hopper right into the mitt.
That's a great shot, but unfortunately right at the goalie. One hopper.
Yep, one hopper right into the gloves of Ladek. Right into her stomach.
She should grab this one too, right?
Yep, she'll smother it up, pick it up, and it's all Pirates today. Blackbeard would be proud. Were you a Pirates of the Caribbean fan, Bob?
Oh, I have to say yes on that one.
The original, or did you like the sequels too?
No, they're all good.
You like the sequels?
Yeah, all of them. As corny as they are, I love them.
I just like the original. The sequels didn't really do it for me. Meanwhile, the Grenadiers, they got to find a way to score 3 goals in 16:25. Ball out of bounds. This is last touch by Allie Henning, the junior midfielder. A little one-hopper to the 42. It was picked up briefly by Castro. It's like you said, Bob, just way too many turnovers. If the Grenadiers want to make some noise in this conference, they just got to have better ball possession.
Well, they had it there for about 3 passes in a row. Now here's a 4th pass in a row, and now they're going to get a goal kick out of it. So that's what a corner kick. Yeah, corner kick. They're going to get a corner kick out of it, and that's what they want. So those 4 passes in a row resulted in a corner kick. So if they could do 4 passes in a row every time and get a corner kick, that's success.
Got to score here, and would have to score in the next 5 minutes after that.
Yeah, the clock is not their friend here. Never give up.
Yeah, just the Pirates have they have played with the determination to get this victory at Show State from the opening kick. They had the determination to get this victory. They just outplayed Elk Grove in every facet of the game.
Well, you almost feel like they knew that Elk Grove only had 1 win, and they're like, if we're going to get our win, it's going to have to happen against a team like Elk Grove that also doesn't have a lot of wins. I don't know who their next games are, but it just looks like they have brought their A game today.
They got a tough schedule coming up. As they go on max preps. Only tie was to Lake Zurich. It was a 1-1 score. Coming into today, outscored 26-1, but that's obviously going to be a little bit better if the final score becomes 4-1. They also have to play Evanston. That's never going to be a good time playing Evanston soccer. They lost that game 8-0 non-conference. Lost 9-0 to Barrington. They got Frem, Schaumburg, Hersey coming up. Hersey's always a tough battle.
Well, that's the thing. All the teams in this conference are tough.
Of course, Frem, that's their biggest rival. Good kick. Now out to the 35 as it was picked up briefly by Henning and potential breakaway, but that time Murillo cheats up and gets the ball. Going after it was Maggie Monroe. Kind of sad we didn't see a lot of J-Lo today.
Yeah, you would have liked calling her name.
Jennifer Lopez is a senior defender. We might see her come off the bench, but now all the players that were getting ready put their coats back on. The lead pass out to the 40, and now it's going to be picked up by the Grenadiers.
I got to believe at some point, though, those players are going to get in this game. Oh, centering pass is successful.
Ladick cheats up, and she wins that battle. Now in front, the Grenadiers, and cleared by the Pirates.
Like some excitement there. That was a well-placed lead pass.
If there was ever a time for Ladick to cheat up like that, that would be the time, up by 3. What do you have to lose?
Well, she has done a great job anticipating those kinds of passes and beating the lone striker to the ball. Very good anticipation.
Grenadiers hustling. Got to score quickly. It was a 2-1 game. Now 4-1. Special teams. Big in this one. Corner kicks and free kicks.
Well, and Palatine has a good goalie. Or at least it appears that way from here. I mean, didn't you say they got outscored 26-1? 26 goals sounds like a lot, but if you get 26 goals against you, that's not a goalie problem.
That's
Here's the breakaway. It looks onside. Nope, he's going to call it offside. Replay that one.
hasn't been Nadalyn Sotero's day today. That's second time she's been called for offside.
Yeah, I'd like to replay that and see if she really was. Again, it's are you onside or offside when the actual pass gets made?
That's what I'm saying. You just got to run back a little bit and then run into the play.
Right.
But when you're tired, you're tired. It's hard to continue to do that all night long. It's just a cardio-intensive sport, soccer. Joshie falls down. Hopefully she's okay, holding that knee.
She's practicing to be a professional male soccer player. You're down on the ground, you hold the knee, you scream a little bit, and you hope for a call that you're not going to get.
That or she might be hurt, Bob.
more than likely that.
For the Friends, number 10, Lady Castro. For the Palatine, number 4, Maddie Monroe.
And so Grace Monroe will take a seat. Maggie Monroe will sub in for her. Maggie Monroe made it a 2-0 game. So who's our woman of the match, Bob? I'm going to go with the freshman, Ladick.
Oh, yeah, that's a good choice. I have to think about that a little bit longer.
Could also make the case for Colbus with a beautiful goal.
Well, so far I was thinking Monroe, one of the, the Monroe sisters.
Got to be Maggie. She scored that goal to make it 2-0. And Allie Henning's been great as well. But, when you're a freshman and your team has not won all year, she made the saves she needed to make. Not only that, but she made some very aggressive pinches and knew when to cheat up, when not to. And I'm going to give it to the freshman. Can't be easy starting as a freshman on the varsity squad.
So you're saying the goalie gets the player of the game?
Yeah, I got to give it to the goalie.
Yeah, I think if it were me, I would pick number 10, Allie Henning. So just her all-around play, she did get one of the goals. Somebody's doing the workload here on Palatine to hold on to the ball for as much as they are against Elk Grove.
Henning was also close to the ball on that fourth goal off the free kick.
But that's the thing, when you win, it is a team effort, and it's kind of good that it's hard to pick the player of the game from Palatine's perspective. If you're Elk Grove, it's pretty easy to pick the player of the game from your perspective.
She's the player of the match before the match even starts.
Yeah.
Are you breathing today, Alexa? Yep, player of the match. It was like those bad years of Bears football with Walter Payton. They had 3 plays on offense. Walter to the left, Walter to the right, Walter up the middle.
Yeah, I used to say run right, run left, draw, punt.
All right, here's our offense. Block for Walter and get out of the way. It's kind of the offense thus far for the Grenadiers. Everybody pass it to Joshie and don't screw it up. That could be successful, though.
Well, that's the thing. If you pass it too early to her, now she has to carry the ball up and get a shot on. It's hard to earn your own shot in soccer. It's way easier to play off somebody else's pass.
Yeah, that's what Maggie Monroe's done a good job of today with the passes in stride. A well-deserved victory for Palatine, their first one of the season. Let's see if this dad joke is worse than Bob's. So, Bob, Palatine wins. You know what they did tonight?
Besides, well, they haven't won yet, but go on.
They made the Grenadiers walk the plank. Was that worse than your shutout pitch joke?
I don't know. I'm not a good comedian. I'm not good at judging.
Well, this would be the total opposite. Which joke is worse? Not which joke is better. It's not like we're debating Bill Burr and Jim Jeffries here. Out near the 10 on the left foot. It's picked up by Grace Monroe. That shot, that's not going to feel good in the morning, but good job getting in front of it.
There's a collision and no call.
Things are on the horizon, though, with this virus. As Lori Lightfoot looks to open up Chicago before July 4th. So hopefully for soccer in the fall, don't have to wear the masks anymore. But
Well,
we'll see.
it's interesting that Pritzker is trying to open up the state by June 11th, and then Lori Lightfoot is trying to open up Chicago by July 4th. It seems like if they were on the same page, they would both pick the same date.
Yes, true. I was just trying to give our viewers some optimism, Bob, and you ruined it. You ruined everything.
Bad dad.
Yeah, you're the fun police. You got to give credit, though. Wearing that mask in cold weather,
Well, it might keep the players warmer a little bit.
that too, but I just meant to. You'd think it would do something for the cardio of the game, make it harder, but
Doesn't seem to. I thought it would initially when playing athletics, but then, certainly the volleyball players, they're playing like they don't even have the masks on. I thought, you might not be able to hear your teammate as well or something. Nothing like that's going on. Communication is still good. You can still breathe.
maybe next season, if you don't have to wear the mask, maybe some will still. Like if you shaved and you had a bad shaving time, just put the mask on so nobody can, see the cut. It happens to everybody. I've had a couple of times like that where I didn't do so great shaving.
So 5:45 to go, and they still have to kick a field goal.
If only they had Sebastian Janikowski out there. It is kind of cool watching the NFL game and they hire these rugby-style punters that come from either rugby or Australian football.
It's fun. Yeah, right. It's happening more now. It used to be just soccer players only, but now they're starting to raid the rugby players too.
I mean, Cairo Santos back in his day was a great soccer player.
Yeah, the Bears landed on a good kicker there.
I always liked him. He just wasn't healthy. That was the problem when they originally brought him in. He was having a lot of injury problems with the Chiefs, and then the Bears gave him a shot. That's the only reason why Harrison Butker got the chance with Kansas City, because Santos was injured. They didn't want to go to Butker, but obviously they loved having a backup option, as Butker's a, all-pro, but Cairo was always good when he was healthy. That's a good gig. That's a very good gig to have if you could be a professional kicker for 20 years.
And that play was 4-1 with just 4.5 minutes to go. Both players really hustled after that ball. So no matter what the score, you have to say nobody's giving up and nobody's trying to just milk a clock either.
Also, Palatine, when you haven't had it many good times scoring the ball, you're going to try to go all out and score as many goals as possible.
Yeah, here's your chance, right? Next time you play really good teams, it's going to be harder to score.
I mean, you only scored one all season, so this is the time. You're going